Good morning and welcome. This is TMI Socials. I am Chukwufumnanya Digwe, and here's what's making waves across social media. Now, where we begin, a wave of bans on sign-out celebrations is sweeping across Nigeria, stirring intense reactions online and offline. Once a joyful rite of passage where graduating students wrote farewell messages on white shirts, the practice has now come under scrutiny. On July 24, 2025, Sokoto State announced a total ban on signing out activities in public and private schools, citing misconduct and vandalism, while Imo and Ondo States imposed similar restrictions this month. The month of August, warning against extravagant graduation events. In Edo, several schools, particularly in Benin City, circulated internal directives barring the practice, and some schools in Delta and Lagos independently enforced bans over morality, safety, and cost concerns. Now, social media reactions are divided. Some education stakeholders support the ban as a step toward restoring discipline, while others argue they strip students of a cherished cultural milestone, celebrating their academic journey, fueling a nationwide debate. Now, this particular topic has been making waves over the weekend on social media, and let's get to see what netizens are saying. This first reaction says, universities in Nigeria are banning sign-out celebrations instead of addressing their failures to secure the students. This is a common practice among people in power in Nigeria, where they shift the blame onto the victims instead of addressing the root cause of insecurity. Well, that is that take. Let's get to see another one. This particular comment says, but honestly, what's the need for the sign-outs? Unserious students would hide behind sign-outs and not read for their final papers and fail even engaging in useless parties. People that are not sure of what they wrote in their exams. That sign-out has caused more harm than good. There are a lot of things awaiting students after university. Sign-outs should be scrapped out permanently. That is that take. Let's get to see another reaction from the social media space. This one says, with this type of brain in power, we are naturally doomed, because I don't get how signing out has become a national problem when we have problems like insecurities growing like cancer, and a grown-up fool thinks it's better to ban sign-outs. Why do we have management in schools? Let's see another comment. The next comment says, the sign-out does not hold any significance, instead putting unnecessary pressure on students and parents. It also brings out resource wastage. We cannot want the best from our leaders and not act sensible ourselves. Some states already enacted such laws to ban that unnecessary and immoral nonsense. The FG should take cue. Let's see the last comment on that one. Well, that is the much we can take on comments. Moving on to the next story that is taking the social media space by storm. Well, this one is a tragedy, as reality TV star ljeoma Josephina Otabor, known as Phyna, is mourning the death of her sister, Ruth Otabor, who succumbed to injuries from a Dangote truck accident in Auchi, Edo State on August 31, 2025. Now, the crash, which occurred on August 13, left Ruth with a crushed leg that required amputation, prompting Phyna to demand justice and highlight alleged corporate negligence. The tragedy has fueled public outrage, with activists and officials calling for stricter road safety regulations and better oversight of heavy-duty trucks in Nigeria, amid criticism of delayed responses from Dangote Group. Well, this is a very sad occurrence as we see a very popularized accident that happened through a Dangote truck. Phyna has been very vocal on this on social media with all of what her sister had to go through. And now the lady Ruth Otabor is dead. Let's see what the social media space is saying as regard this tragic event. The first comment we'll be taking says, this shouldn't keep happening. Dangote Group should seriously invest more in driver training, strict monitoring, and safety measures on the roads. Human lives are too precious to be wasted like this. Let's see another comment. The next commenter says, Phyna's sister is reportedly gone. RIP. This may have been avoided if she got better care in a better medical facility. It's pitiful, and it's even more sickening that people were making Phyna the topic of discussion instead of focusing on the main issue. It quickly went from justice seeking to clout chasing. RIP to the deceased. May the heavens comfort the grieving family during this difficult time. Let's see the next comment, which comes from Omoyele Shore. Shore reacts to this tragic event, and he says, a sad moment has struck. The cutthroats and irresponsible corporate conduct of at Dangote Group truck drivers has cut a beautiful life short. BBNaija's at Unusual Phyna's family has announced the passing of her sister, Ruth Otabor. I commiserate deeply with Phyna and the entire Otabor family over this tragic loss of a brilliant graduate whose future was stolen by the recklessness of a Dangote truck driver. The death was not inevitable. It could have been prevented. It could have been avoided if drivers were properly trained, if Nigeria's terrible roads were fixed, and if after the accident there had been timely and humane medical intervention. Instead, another family is left grieving, another young life wasted, and another reminder is written in blood that Nigeria continues to fail its people while powerful corporations and big men escape accountability. May Ruth's soul rest in power, and may her death strengthen the struggle for justice. Let's see the next comment on this event. The next comment says, Dangote truck drivers have killed a lot of Nigerians over the years. Something is not right about the company's recruitment process and safety policies. Phyna's sister is the latest victim of the company's recklessness. I extend my deepest condolences to her family. Those who have encountered Dangote trucks on the highway will attest to the impudence and arrogance of their drivers. It is time for the FRSC Nigeria to embark on a comprehensive review of all the drivers employed by Dangote. They should be subjected to psychiatric examination. The government has been covering up for the company. Drivers of Dangote trucks are typically giving a better treatment by the police and road safety. Let's take the final comment on this particular issue that has been making waves on the social media space. The final comment says, so sad to hear about the death of Phyna's sister. This is really devastating and heartbreaking. Another young person dead, among many others that the trucks in Nigeria kill regularly. I hope this particular death will wake us all up to do the needful and stop these preventable deaths. Well, that is all we can take as regards comments on that trending issue on the social media space. RIP to Ruth Otabor, who is the sister of BBNaija winner Phyna. Now, let's take the last story that has been making waves on the social media space. It's still on a sad note. On Sunday, August 31, 2025, Nigeria lost Solomon Ehigato Arase, the 18th Inspector General of Police, who passed away at 69 at Cedar Crest Hospital, Abuja, after a brief illness. Born in Edo State on June 21, 1956, Arase held degrees in political science, law, and LLM and a PhD in public law. He joined the Nigeria Police Force in 1981, rising to IGP in 2015 and retiring in 2016. Noted for reforms like the Intelligence Response Team and the Complaints Response Unit, he also chaired the Police Service Commission, led community initiatives through his foundation, and served in a UN peacekeeping mission. Tributes flowed from President Tinubu, IGP Kayode Egbetukun, and Governors Obaseki and Makinde, honoring his integrity and lasting impact on policing and national security. Well, that is all we can take on TMI Socials today. I want to say a big thank you to you for joining us on TMI today, to our guests who also joined us on the show from our Benin Network Center, Lagos and Abuja. We've done our best to connect the dots on today's issue. We do say thank you very much once again and have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye.